why do people think that fascism and communism are opposites when they share so much in common? Now, on the surface, they may seem like polar opposites. Fascism is often associated with nationalism and authoritarianism, while communism claims to fight for classless equality. But when you look closer, these ideologies are built on very similar foundations and lead to the same disastrous outcomes. How? Well, for starters, they reject individual freedom. Both fascism and communism view the individual as subordinate to the collective. For fascists, the nation or race is supreme. For communists, it's the oppressed class. Under both systems, your personal rights, choices, and freedoms are sacrificed for the supposed greater good. And this is why both regimes quickly become authoritarian. Dissent isn't just discouraged, it's crushed. Fascists label opponents as traitors to the state, while communists brand them as enemies of the proletariat. The result is always censorship, fear, and the complete silencing of opposing views. But the similarities don't end there. They also rely on centralized power. Fascists believe in a powerful state, often led by a single dictator to enforce national unity. Communists envision a dictatorship of the proletariat, where the state controls all resources and industries. In practice, both create enormous bureaucracies and concentrate power in the hands of a few elites. And when that much power is centralized, corruption, inefficiency, and oppression inevitably follow. What also follows is the destruction of economic freedom. Under fascism, the government controls businesses through enormous cartels, regulating industries and deciding what can and cannot be produced, all in the name of serving the state. Communism takes this a step further, abolishing private property altogether and putting the state in charge of everything. In both systems, innovation grinds to a halt, productivity collapses, and people are left poorer. And yet, despite all these similarities, fascism and communism are still seen as being completely different from one another, opposite ends of the spectrum. But this is a false dichotomy born from political convenience. Fascists and communists fought each other bitterly in the 20th century, not because they were opposites, but because they were vying for the same audiences. In reality, these regimes are two sides of the same coin. Both reject freedom, concentrate power, and crush the individual under the weight of the collective. And perhaps that's why Friedrich Hayek once warned, totalitarianism rests on the presumption that the state possesses the absolute truth, which justifies the obliteration of individual freedom.